In this video, we are going to practice identifying some different vocabulary terms within our circles. So we've got a couple of word banks. We'll also be reviewing notation for some of these different parts of our figures. So in this first figure, because you see that this part is shaded in, we know that we are actually talking about the sector. We often use like shading or highlighting to focus in on what we're talking about. In this one, they just give us that point in the middle. They're talking about the center of our circle. Now here you notice that they've marked that angle. And since this angle only goes to the center of our circle, we know that it is a central angle. And to review how we label angles, we could call that angle CAD. And we compare that to the next one, where our vertex of our angle is actually a point on the circle. When the vertex of the angle is a point on the circle, we call that an inscribed angle. And that would be angle CBD, because the vertex is on the circle. Next, we have E and F. So in E, I notice that I have a line where 2 points are on the circle, but then it does extend past that. So that's how I know that that is a secant, because it goes past the circle. And then here I see that, and they even pointed out that it just touches in one spot. So we know that that is a tangent. So that's our big differences between tangents and secants. The secant actually goes through the circle and touches it in 2 spots. Our tangent touches it in exactly 1. We can continue. In this case, we have another tangent line, and they did make that point really big. So we could call this the point of tangency. Now that could also be the tangent line depending on the question. They will try to be very clear about what they're asking you about. And then here, they actually are talking about what we call a tangent segment. A tangent segment is tangent at one point, but it's a segment instead of a line. Now here I see that it has endpoints, so I know I have a chord, but I see that it touches at the center. So I know that that is a diameter. And because it's a segment, we could label that CD with just a line segment over it. Here I have, and then here we have another segment CD, but it does not touch at the center, so that is just going to be a chord. It is not a secant because it does not extend past our circle. And finally, if we look here, I see that we have arc BDC. I know that it's arc BDC because it's a major arc. It is a major arc because it is more than a semicircle. So since it's more than a semicircle, we have to give that third point so that people know what part of the arc we are talking about. In our last one, because it's less than a semicircle, we have a minor arc, and we could call that minor arc BC. Remember, if they only give you 2 letters, it can only be a minor arc. Some minor arcs could be labeled with 3 letters, but unless they give you 3, you will never have a major arc. And then if they give you 3 letters, you have to look and figure out, are they telling me to look at the major or the minor arc? Thank you guys, and good luck.